here in the metro. That's just one reason why the city is launching a study to see how it can improve 71 Highway.
So tonight we are going in depth on this very important topic, an important topic that impacts more than those who drive or walk across the highway, as Mayor Lucas explained today.
It's time that we improve not just the public safety of the area, but it's time that we bring the community back together.
In this 360 view of the 71 highway improvements, you'll hear the perspectives of those who walk or bike this dangerous stretch and those who advocate for them.
The mayor and others who are spearheading the efforts for change, and neighborhood leaders who help us understand why reconnecting the communities divided by 71 highway is so important.
Let's start by digging into the big headline today. City leaders call this project US 71, Reconnecting Neighborhoods.
So they want to enhance safety, connectivity, and equity. They'll get that started with the study, and it's thanks to a $5 million grant. The study will take at least 1 year to complete, if not 2.
We're going to look at all the solutions. You know, there could be looking at overpasses. It could be looking at ways to reduce conflicts. I think is always the big story we always want to say. How do we reduce the conflicts? I think what we really need to do is do the study and see what's best for the community.
So we've spent the day asking people in those communities what they want to see change.
And tonight at 6, we'll start with those who have to cross 71 Highway and are concerned about safety. Here's KSHB 41 News reporter Mackenzie Nelson.
One of the main reasons for this study is for safety purposes along 71 Highway, and that's because 3 of Kansas City's most deadliest intersections fall between 85th and MLK Boulevard.
I feel unsafe, but we take our chances to get home because most of the time we're tired, coming back from work or going to work.
Leonard Lee says he has no choice but to walk across 71 Highway to get to the bus stop, and he isn't the only one. Even with crosswalks at certain intersections along 71, people tell KSHB 41 they still don't feel safe.
I mean, I done seen a couple of wrecks here, a couple of wrecks over there, a wreck down there.
Each month, Kansas City police release a traffic report. In that, 10 intersections are listed and considered to be high crash locations in the city. Earlier this year, 55th and 75th Street along 71 Highway made the list, with rear end and distracted driving listed as the leading cause for crashes.
I mean, you got people that drive through here don't even have respect for pedestrians walking across, even you got a green light. You know, they're still going to honk their horn to get you out the way.
As an area of high concern, advocates for safer roads like Bike Walk KC are excited to see the city working to make improvements.
This is really exciting.
Michael Kelly with Bike Walk KC says he's not shocked this portion of 71 Highway is being looked at.
It shouldn't surprise us that this is happening because, again, you have the confluence of so many factors that we know contribute to crashes. High speeding, intersections that don't provide protection for vulnerable road users.
With a federal grant of $5 million, the city could explore possible solutions to improve the highway. Things like removal of traffic lights and construction of overpasses would be part of it.
It is known as one of the most dangerous parts for people in Kansas City, whether you're walking, driving, or biking.
The city plans to hire a consultant to conduct this study, and they estimate that it'll take anywhere from 1 to 2 years to complete. In Kansas City, I'm Mackenzie Nelson, KSHB 41 News.
On top of safety concerns, 71 Highway has been a contentious topic for decades, all because of how many say it separated communities. KSHB 41 I-Team reporter Sarah Plate continues our 360 in-depth coverage, digging into a divide that's lasted for decades.
71 Highway is a part of Alan Young's everyday life. If he's not driving on it or over it, he's making sure the areas around it look as best as they can.
We moved in this neighborhood in 1987.
He's a longtime resident and leader of the Ivanhoe Neighborhood Council, where 71 Highway splits it almost down the middle.
We're trying to make it a plus. So because of the freeway, this neighborhood becomes more accessible to the stadiums or to downtown, or if you want to go out south to Overland Park.
71 has been a part of daily life since it was finished in 2001, but for many years, many people did not see it as a plus.
There were mixed feelings. There were some people that were against it completely because of how it disjointed the neighborhood and how good neighbors had to leave because their houses were bought up.
The idea for 71 Highway, or as it was once called, the South Midtown Freeway, started back in 1951. The goal was to create a faster commute into downtown for folks out south. But its construction meant that it would cut through the east side of Kansas City, right through predominantly black neighborhoods. And these are some of the old maps from a 1970s economic impact statement laying out the plan. More than 3,000 people were displaced as the State Highway Commission at the time bought up the properties and houses.
How do you think 71 has continued to impact your community?
Well, it is a clear divide. Even within this neighborhood, you can almost say the personality or feel of Ivanhoe on the east side is different than the one on the west side.
Interesting.
As far as our organizing, it was harder to organize on the other side of the freeway. You know, when you're walking door to door, it's kind of hard. You know, it is a barrier. Some of the streets don't go through.
While many recognize Troost as Casey's racially segregating line, Allen says he feels like it's more 71 Highway. Policy directors with Bike Walk KC not only see 71 as an unsafe crossing for residents, but also as a barrier to access.
You are effectively starving these communities of access to things like groceries, healthy foods, medical care, schooling. And so these are things that were being voiced by the neighborhoods back then, and we are seeing play out in real time today.
It's time that we improve not just the public safety of the area, but it's time that we bring the community back together.
As city leaders said on Monday, they can't go back in time, but can only move forward. But everyone still has their own thoughts about it.
I think it's a good thing for the city. I think it would be better if there was not 45 miles an hour speed limit.
Right.
And it was
Nobody does 45.
Nobody wants to do 45.
That was Sarah Blake reporting. You know, this isn't the first time we've heard of the idea of bridging the gap created by a highway. In April, the city announced a new park which will go over I-670 in downtown KC-Mo. It's an area known as the South Loop. Residents in that area have long sought a better way to connect the two areas. At the time, officials estimated the project will take 12 to 18 months to design and engineer. The park, by the way, one of several ideas for the Buck O'Neill Bridge. That bridge will be replaced, but what happens to the bridge once cars stop crossing it is still up for debate. One idea is to turn the bridge into a park or pedestrian path. The city, along with Clay and Jackson counties, will conduct a feasibility study.
Do you have a perspective we haven't shared or a story you'd like us to go 360 on? Just email us 360@kshb.com.